Zinna!
All right. Any of you suckholes want to come up here and knock me off? Oh, shit.
I think that I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the ass.
I know you deceived me, now here's a surprise.
You're gonna eat lightning, and you're gonna drop thunder.
I know that you have, cause there's magic in my eyes.
All right, so I've been here for about an hour. About 3 minutes before airtime, this wave starts flying over. Everybody's coming at me. Matt's coming at me. AJ's coming at me. Matt's like, you're going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. We just got a tip. Chad Nance just spotted something. Apparently, the governor of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, has been punked. The guy was punked by a journalist named Ian Murphy. So apparently this guy calls up the governor of Wisconsin. This guy, Ian Murphy, calls up Governor Walker and pretends to be David Koch of the famed Koch brothers. You know, the big money guys that are backing all the Republican causes. All right, trying to bust up the unions and everything. So Walker says on an interview he's not going to talk to anybody about anything. But this guy Murphy says to a couple of buddies while they're watching the interview on TV, the interview of Walker, he says, I bet he would talk to David Koch. So he makes his way through Governor Walker's staff, the phone Republican guard that surround the governor, and he pretends to be David Koch. So anyway, this stuff's coming over the wire at the last minute. This stuff's coming out, literally like 3 or 4 minutes before airtime. I got my whole freaking show set up. I got like 25 stories in front of me, and then everything becomes second best. It moves to the bottom of the pile when this story comes over. 1 minute before, and I'm scrambling. We're all scrambling. Me and AJ and Matt, and we got Chad on the line. We're working on this story. So Casper, the dip squat, 1 minute before airtime, he goes, are you ready to go in 10 seconds? A snotty ass. He's like a bitch. Casper can be like a bitch sometimes. Are you ready to go? Will you be ready to go in 10 seconds? And I said, no, run a commercial for a minute, okay? Let me pull this together. He's like, I said, listen, bitch, start the show. Let's go right now. I'm teaching Casper a lesson on how to do live radio. Any chance he gets, that little stoner mocks me. Every chance he gets. You know what it's like living with that? It's not easy. Anyway, this story is nuclear. To use a George Bushyism, it's nuclear. This is a great story, man. This reporter, Ian Murphy's got ginormous balls, man. I don't know how he thought he could pull this off, but there is an audio recording of this on Huffington Post. I've been listening to it. It's over 10 minutes long, but I've been listening to it as much as I can get out of it. I got a couple of highlights from it, but when you get the chance, you've got to log on to Huffington Post and listen to this. Maybe we'll get this posted on our website, but it is solid gold, man. It's Governor Scott Walker talking smack about how he's going to bust up these unions, and it's their time. It's the Republicans' time. We need to stick together. Governor Kasich in Ohio, he needs it. You know, the Republican governor that just he used to be the talk show mug, and he had a crappy ass talk show. Was it on Fox? Was Kasich? Is it Kasich or Kasich? I can't remember. Kasich, but he had a crappy ass show on Fox. He stinks. So he decides to run for governor of. He decides to run for governor of Ohio. So now he's the Ohio guy. He's a Republican Ohio governor. He had a crappy-ass show. And then you got the guy down in Florida. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Scott.
The governor of Florida?
Governor of Florida.
Chris?
The new guy, the bald-headed guy, who was his entire company was indicted for fraud. What the hell's his name? I can't remember. Anyway, so the governor of Florida, Scott Walker's talking about how all these Republican governors need to come together and bust all these unions, and they need to stick together and maintain this unified front to bust the unions. It's You could just tell from the tone of this conversation. And he thinks he's talking to David Koch of the Koch brothers. He thinks he's talking to David Koch. And he's talking. It's not about budget, man. It's not about money.